It's that kind of thing. And there are two sides of the street in entertainment. Midnight Express, for example, shows a kind of life of this young man caught up in the Turkish prison system, which is not a happy picture, and yet it's a very compelling picture. On the other side of the coin, there are comedies which are appealing because they show what is the best side. Now, fiction is possible on both sides of the street, but change and developing interesting characters and putting them through their paces with all of the stops of the compass is really what writing is all about.
Neal, I got off something with you before. How did the people at New York Magazine, whom you had worked with, react to your telling a story that was parallel to the takeover of by Murdoch? Are you on speaking terms with Murdoch?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Absolutely. But, I mean, it was fiction. I'm sticking to that.
I think you should stick to that.
It was funny, though, for every, say there were 6 characters in there that probably are identifiable, there's about 60 claimants for them. People keep coming up and saying, why did you do that to so-and-so? And so people do tend to read pretty well what they want into characters when there is some identity with people in real life. But I find it very dangerous using people like that, though, because things that you ascribe to this character, then the reader starts to think that the real-life character is really like that, and it makes it very difficult.
Well, even with you, your protagonist in your book is gay.
Yeah.
That's right. So how many people make the automatic assumption that you...
A lot, yeah.
Just because you've created a character who's gay.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing, too, using people who can be, or think they can be identified, you tend to be much crueler than you would want to be. You let something happen, you think, oh my God, that is out of real life, and I'd forgotten about it, and I wish I hadn't written about it because, you know, I don't want to hurt that person any more than need be. So next time I'm keeping right away from possible real-life characters.
I think, well, I forgot what I was going to say. The blend of real-life people, actual people. For example, you are mentioned in my book as being Neal Travis. You're in a scene in the book, that's right. And lots of people I know are actually in my book.
Are we going to like it?
Playing them, you'll see, playing themselves. But the publisher assures me I have nothing to worry about because they're just being themselves.
But I always assure you've got nothing to worry about, but you pay the liable judgments.
No, there's no problem at all with you. I combined real-life people. Like I have a party scene in my book where there are my primary fictional characters are at a party with many people I know. Are at the same party.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I think that's fair.
Sure,
I don't think
fun. It's fun to do that.
Sure.
And when you come to California, you can come on our talk show. We have a little 500-watt daytime radio station.
The Rodeo Drive radio station.
Rodeo Drive, right.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back after this. Where does it broadcast? Couple books here. Here's Sphinx by Robin Cook. When did this come out, Robin?
Actually, it came out in May or June.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great shot of you in the back. How important is the back cover shot in selling a book?
That I wouldn't be able, I defer to the expert. I really have no idea.
No?
No.
Nice shot.
As a buyer, I think it is important. The personality of the author,
however, I can say that I did, after Coma, get quite a bit of mail directed to Miss Robin Cook. So I'm not so sure they looked at me.
It wasn't a great... That's funny. Here's Scruples. Now, Scruples is... I can't remember. Is this exactly... This is not exactly the same as the hardback.
Almost. It says on the top, it says New York Times #1 bestseller. It didn't say that on the hardback.
No,
but otherwise,
it
is exactly
the same cover.
Exactly.
Okay. And here is Laurel Canyon by Steve Krantz.
That's my favorite book.
I like this design a lot. And this is available in different colors.
Shameless.
The first paperback I ever remember seeing in different colors was Future Shock, Toffo's book, which they printed in orange, green, blue, and red, I think, to test marketing.
Well, it gives an opportunity for the buyer to pick out his favorite color in the store, and hopefully...
Something goes with his decor.
Right.
I don't have a copy of Manhattan, but it's coming out in paperback when?
January, I guess.
January. Here's Valley of the Dolls. It's still selling, right?
Still a great cover, too.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
cover.
that was one of the greatest covers. Take a look at the back. You know,
I know
when they
that.
put them in the dumps, you know what they do? They reverse them. That was actually my idea of reversing them.
People listening will not know what the dumps were, and I won't have known.
Sorry. They're put out in 24 package dumps, which a dump is a thing which is usually a stand, and they're put in.
The wire rack. that
And
they
what I
put in.
did was to have it reversed so that that picture, which so people would it wouldn't all be one blend. And so, and we did also do that in different colors too.
It's really, you know, in selling a book or selling anything, the more you attend to the specific details of what you're doing, the more you almost assure or guarantee your success, I would say. I mean, that's a very sophisticated point that you just raised there. So that when the buyer looks at the thing, and they're all on display, he's seeing the back, he's seeing the front.
He's seeing everything.
Let's see the spine of this. You see, look, excuse me for being showy, but look at the spine of Scruples. It's got the book, it's got the picture, it's got the whole thing right on the spine.
It has to be fairly thick
I
book
would
to
not
do
let,
this.
I would walk into a bookstore and I would not let the spine of the jacket be shown. Nobody ever buys a book from a spine.
But
I would
sometimes
say
that's the
front
way
or
they
back.
stick it in the bookshelf.
Yeah, but I would have people all over just changing it.
But
I had no embarrassment about walking into Doubleday
You
or
personally?
Brenton. Oh, I couldn't care
Oh, I've
less.
changed
I would
books
break through a
everywhere.
window to change a book, you know, or change the positions in the book. I couldn't
love
care
to go
less.
to an airport bookstore and put Scruples all over the place. You know, now I'm doing Laurel Canyon all over the
I mean,
place.
just literally.
Literally taking them and covering up everybody else's book with all the copies that are available.
Authors are shameless.
Totally.
I see this.
I
I'm
used to
shameless.
think that
You're gonna have to do all
producers.
this.
Well, I used to think that producers were shameless. They were the worst breed of all of the people in Hollywood because they sucked the blood of all of the writers, the directors, and all of the other creative people. But writers are worse, and I'm as bad as they are.
And you're a producer, too.
And I'm a producer too, so I'm doubly bad.
Well, I think Irving Mansfield saying that he would break a window of the store. I mean, you know, I don't mean that literally. But
Yes, he does.
he
You know what they used to
does.
say about me? They used to say, oh my God, here he comes. And if the book was not in, they would dispatch. If they saw me a block away, they would run upstairs, get
So
a
they
book
were
and put it
afraid
right.
of you.
Yes, they were.
They were afraid
Yes,
of
they
you.
were. Whether it was Cleveland, whether it was Detroit, whether it was Chicago, whether it was no matter
But
what.
this is all part of the success. You know, I open up today's show by saying these
I
are
was
people who are
shameless.
successful selling books, and this is part of what it takes to be
I was
successful. If you've got the
absolutely
product
shameless,
to begin
right.
with.
Yeah, but it wasn't shamelessness. It was the fact that Irving and Jackie knew that they had something worthwhile, and they were bringing life to a kind of a dead or moribund industry and energizing it in a wonderful way. And all due credit must be given to that pair. It's
That's why
extraordinary.
Irving's on the show today, because I wanted to give him that credit from the outset.
I also have something.
Yes.
I want to make. I just want to say something interesting.
It's going to be the last thing on the show, so
Yes,
make it really
okay.
interesting.
Show the cover.
No, that I'm not going to do. I must tell you something. I don't think I've ever said this before. But I'm not responsible for this. I just help doing all this. You know that every one of these books were written, excepting one, published while Jackie was suffering from terminal cancer. I hate to put such a damper.
Every one of her books.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she knew it, and it was a 12-year battle.
12-year fight. And with it all, we went out, we made 5 European trips. Everywhere there was a book to be sold, she said, let's go. Do you know, she once did the Today Show and went from doctor's hospital. We parked an ambulance outside so that people wouldn't know she was sick, and she walked up in the morning and did the show with Barbara Walters. We got back in the ambulance without telling everybody. We didn't want to miss the opportunity because they don't usually do novels. And this was an opportunity, and Jackie and Barbara were very good friends, and she wanted Jackie.
You know, I don't think that's morbid at all. I think that's a very positive thing about the human spirit and about the human condition and about the creative force in people.
Yeah.
Not to give up, but to allow that much to come out and to give that much
I know.
while having a terminal
I think
disease.
that's when she was very, very sick, and she was about to pass on, and I knew it. She said to me, have you looked in the bookstores? She wanted, we used to do, every Saturday and Sunday, we used to go to the bookstores to see whether the book was displayed properly. And I had no shame. I just would go right in the bookstore and turn the book around.
Interesting discussion. I wish we could continue. I've enjoyed it. I particularly enjoyed your honesty in these closing moments. We're out of time, and I thank you, and I wish you good luck with your
Wish
books.
everybody good luck with
Have
books.
fun in Bermuda.
Thank you.
Don't forget, come down this afternoon at 2:30 if you'd like to meet Dudley Moore. It's going to be a fun show. The topic is The Male Midlife Crisis Center. James Barrett may be on that show. Bye.